Cyclic for IB Biology. Here we're doing an introduction to the biochemistry course. We'll be covering an overview of the molecules that you will be encountering and the processes in which they're involved. There's a PDF in the description which will allow you to make your own annotations of this video and the contents, and then you can follow up with a quiz as well to test your understanding. There may be some additional links to other resources in the description. So under the heading of the biological molecules of biochemistry, there are four main groups that we'll be looking at. There are the carbohydrates, covered in section B1.1, lipids, also in section B1.1 of the syllabus. Proteins are found in section B1.2 of the syllabus, and the nucleic acids themselves are out there in A1.2, the study of DNA and RNA. Having completed the study of proteins, we will be going on to then look at a special group of proteins, which are the enzymes, and how they metabolize processes such as cellular respiration and photosynthesis. So that's a kind of overview of the biochemistry courses to be followed. Some introductory chemistry to go with our course requires that you are aware that the main elements are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen with these symbols. I'm sure you're aware of these symbols. But to remember, the kind of important thing to remember for the process is the valency, the number of bonds that these elements wish to undertake in order to achieve stability. So carbon, group 4 element tends to make 4 bonds. We can see them illustrated here. Hydrogen has a valency of 1. It's looking to make 1 bond. Oxygen makes 2 bonds as shown here, and nitrogen, of course, in turn makes 3 bonds. These bonds are usually involved in covalent bonding, the sharing of the electrons, which may be the way that you understand that process. Again, as a kind of overview, what we're going to be seeing as we get deeper into this course is that the molecules, the biological molecules outlined above, are involved in reactions, chemical reactions, where the molecules we begin with are known as substrate, and they are then changed into product, useful molecules for the cell by the action of enzymes. And those enzymes are themselves produced through the expression of genes. So the gene is expressed, the enzyme is created, and the change can occur. Now, in biological processes, the change of substrate to product is rarely in one radical big step. It's rather the accumulation of small incremental changes, small changes, where a molecule substrate A is turned into B, is turned into C, is turned into D, and into E, the final product that we desire. But each of these steps is enzyme controlled. This particular pattern that I'm working on now is an example of what is known as a linear metabolic pathway. Contrastingly, there are cyclic pathways in which A is the initial substrate, E is the final product, and we have this cyclic process here, and of course known as cyclic metabolic pathways, which we'll be looking at 2 examples in particular in respiration and photosynthesis. In the background of the processes of biochemistry is always the concept of metabolism. Metabolism itself is made up of either anabolic processes where we're building molecules, or catabolic processes in which we're breaking down molecules. Classically, anabolic processes where we build molecules require energy to be put into the system, and this is what we call endergonic. Contrastingly, catabolic processes where we're breaking down, then that would typically release some energy, and we would call that an exergonic reaction. So metabolism is a combination of anabolic reactions plus catabolic reactions. Just as a final thought, typical building synthesizing anabolic things are where we join sugars together to make polysaccharides, amino acids together to build proteins, building lipids, making DNA, and the process of photosynthesis. And in contrast, processes which are catabolic, breaking molecules down, would be respiration and digestion. So these processes will be covered during the biochemistry course in more detail. So appearing before you are links to videos in the series of biochemistry and links to the main channel playlists and subscriptions should you wish to.